It's obviously coming out backwards now. Oh my goth. So I'm just going to check that the sound is working before I do any more. Right, can you hear me? Yeah, right. Hi, Sing. I'm just checking that the sound is working, which it is. What you've been up to today? My hair's a mess again. What have you been up to today? Oh God. Let's just adjust this camera a minute. Should have done all of this before I started, shouldn't I? So look, here's my new sign. Oh my God. My daughter bought me this. Hi Jenny. I've been down the canal all morning with a friend watching narrowboats. So you're feeling better then, yeah? A bit more. And a bit more. Filling, need to sand it down. All right. I thought you meant filling in your teeth. Okay, so you're feeling better now, yeah? That's good, isn't it? I've got a bit of a cold coming on, I think. I woke up with a sore throat yesterday. And now I've got a sore throat. But I stopped taking my echinacea about 2 weeks ago. And now I've got a sore throat. I've been sneezing. Do you think it could be hay fever? I get really bad hay fever if the pollen count is really high, then I usually get hay fever. So perhaps the pollen count is very high. That's probably why. Might be why I've got it. I've got sore throat and kind of aching everywhere, like as if I've got a cold coming or something. Hi Gary. You got a NASA Space Research t-shirt yesterday. That sounds good. Yeah, the pollen count is high, Jenny. I saw it on the news, on the weather forecast, about the pollen count being extra high at the moment. So maybe that's why I feel a bit yucky. Maybe it isn't a cold. Perhaps if I had a cold, I'd have it would have come out by now, if you know what I mean. Wouldn't it? So I'm just going to turn this round. That's better. This bit here is like as if it's coming undone. So if the camera falls over in a minute, you know why. I've got my camera phone on a cheap stand on top of another cheap stand because the cheap stand was very low, so I screwed them both in together to make a bigger one. But this one is like as if it's going to fall over at any moment. So I'm trying to decide what shade of purple to paint the bedroom. Really dark purple with kind of candle lighting sort of thing, like really gothy. Mine's purple, but it's kind of mid purple. I've got dark purple curtains and duvet, and then kind of mid purple walls. Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's really making my throat better having a hot drink. been a bit kind of OCD-y today. I don't know what's the matter. I'm just sat in the house looking at every crumb on the carpet and every pile of books or every pile of rubbish on the table, thinking, oh, you know, it's just horrible. I just don't want to look. It's probably why I don't like staying in. I just keep looking at all that stuff over there and all that stuff over there and all that stuff over there, and just like there's nowhere to put it either. So this is why I don't like staying in during the day. Yeah, the Hoover is over there. I mean, look, there's a fan here right next to the camera. There's a Hoover over there. These two things are usually right here, and if I didn't move them, they'd be in the shot, and that looked silly, wouldn't it, having a fan and then a Hoover? So I move them all out of the way when I'm starting a live stream. Hey, anyway, don't worry, I'll be fine. I suppose everybody's house is a mess. I mean, it's got to be lived in, look like it's been lived in, isn't it? If we didn't do that, it'd be like a hotel, because it's not lived in, it's just stayed in for one night. So anyway, I'm fed up with all the stuff from the porch I put in the kitchen while I sort that out. Yep, I have too many books. I haven't got that many books. I like you know, like vintage children's books. And there's a box down there with a load of them in, especially Red Riding Hood. If I see an old Red Riding Hood book in a charity shop or something, I have to have it. And I bought another one the other day, and also I bought a really old copy of The Water Babies by Charles Kingsley, and it's illustrated by Mabel Lucy Atwell. And that was one of my favourite books when I was a kid, and it was 50p in a charity shop, so I bought another one, you know, like. And I shouldn't do that really, because there's just so much stuff in this house, you know. Most of my books are in storage. Oh right, so you pay somebody to look after your books? Of old Secret Garden book. Oh yeah, that's another one I like, Secret Garden. Yeah, but mainly Red Riding Hood. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, boxes in the garage, alright. I thought you meant you actually pay a storage company to look after all your books for you. There's one of them down this road. I can't remember what it's called now, but you can actually take boxes of crap and you pay them to store it for you. I mean, how desperate do you need to be for that, to pay somebody to store your crap for you? So anybody got anything good planned for the weekend? I put mine in the garage and the mice ate some. Oh no. Oh dear. Well, at least you're helping the wildlife. Paint the porch, ceiling and skirting boards. So how much more painting and stuff have you got to do? Ooh, car boot sale. What, are you going to look at one, or are you going to have a stall? Oh, it's because I keep putting it off. I was just going to look. When you've got it done, those things, isn't it going to look really, really great? Yeah, just keep the end focus in mind all the time. Look how great this is going to look when I'm finished. I could do with having a stall at a car boot because I've got so many I mean, upstairs there's just so many clothes, and I'd say probably a quarter of the clothes I've got I don't wear. I could do with sorting them all out and having a boot sale stall just to get rid of a few. Yeah, the theme of today I think is just clearing out clutter. I need to be doing that. It's driving me mad. So I've got two options of what I could be doing tomorrow. I've been saying I'm going to make a video about a church which is about 20 miles away from here, and the legend is that there's a witch was buried in this church and she had a wooden leg, and the leg grew into a tree. Now it's a disused, overgrown church, but the tree is still growing up the middle of the church, and it's apparently came from a witch's wooden leg. So I wanted to go get the bus to that, which is going to take about an hour and a half to get to, and make a video about that, and then walk to the next village where there's a load of like little like independent shops and little tea rooms and a beach and stuff. And I was going to walk from there to there, which is about half a mile away, and make a video like all of that area with the spooky church in the middle. But it's got to be good weather, hasn't it, for something like that, and it keeps pouring with rain, and it's been freezing cold today. So shall I save that for a better day, like a summer's day? It'd be nice to go there in the summer, wouldn't it? To a nice seaside village with a tea room and stuff. But there's a big event on in the town centre tomorrow called Wild Lowestoft, where they've got a load of eco-friendly stuff. I don't know whether that's something that I could video or not. Probably not. Yeah, it's supposed to be hot next weekend, but next weekend I've got my Goth market on Saturday. Yay! So I'm going to be running that, and I'll make a video of that as well. I was at the garden centre yesterday looking for Goth plants. Oh right, do they have them? Like black flowers and stuff, yeah. Have you got all the we've got all different bins coming. We've got 4 bins going to be in the garden, and general waste, and 2 different recycling bins, and then a food waste bin. And then today we had the leaflet about it saying it's coming on Thursday. Have any of you got that? I bought 3 plants, but only one Goth one with dark leaves and purple flowers. Sounds nice. So when you've done your house, you'll be able to show us all pictures of it being done, yeah? They never delivered my food waste bin. We don't really get any food waste. No one wastes food in this house. In fact, the only time I throw out food is a little bit left over from the cat. Apart from that, most people eat all their food in this house. Unless I give Sophia that pasta with that sauce on she don't like. If anybody leaves food in this house, someone else eats it. You don't really throw away that much food. I don't waste food. No, it's too expensive to waste, isn't it? If someone says to me, oh, I don't want that, I'll go, give it here. I'll have it. Yeah, so. Still going on about that sauce, yeah. That really nice pasta sauce that I do with the pasta. If I have any, the cats get it. Or I put it on the bird feeder. Okay. I don't think my cat would eat that lovely pasta sauce that we have. What do you think? Hi Century, what you been doing today? It's going to show off my sign, even though it's back to front, that my other daughter had made for me. I never know whether to call you Century or Countess, but hi Century Countess. Ah. Load of lime scale in the bottom of my cup of coffee. Blah. Horrible. Oh, there's two cats outside having a fight, so my cat's going mad out the window looking at them. Oh, hi Sarah, what you been up to today? Making some coffee, going for a walk, and the dog's later and got to take the kitty to her appointment. Oh no, what's the matter with the kitty? I'm just going to take my jumper off. I'm boiling. Whew. Oh, wait a minute. Should have took my glasses off before I done that. Oh. I've been freezing cold all day because I think I've got a cold coming up. And then I put my thick jumper on and now I'm boiling hot. There you go. Where's my glasses? There they are. My kitty will be 5 at the end of the month. Oh, so's mine. Mine's 6, I think, on the 27th of May. His birthday is. Whew. Still boiling. Perhaps I've got a fever or something coming up. Anyway. Hi Baltazar. What you been up to today? It was really nice meeting you yesterday. That was a surprise. I come round the corner on my bike and someone shouts, Jenny! And it's Baltazar here. Oh, yours is the 24th of May, right? Okay. Yeah, mine's the 27th. Did you have a nice Burger King? Yeah. I didn't, what did I have? I just had a burger. Yeah. Hi, Susanna. What have you been up to today? My husband got a couple of them plastic cups, what he wants. The colour changing cups. Yeah. That's what he went in there for, really, is to get a colour changing cup. I bet you can just buy the cups on their own, can't you? They approved my insurance app. Helps. Wait a minute. I'm flipping glasses on. They approved my insurance app. Helps a lot. Oh, good. That's good. I saw an advert this morning, or just now, for a black shampoo, what you can get from Temu, as you do, and it smells of licorice, and apparently you shampoo it in and it doesn't stain your skin at all. Has anybody ever tried that? Ooh. Been to the spring market earlier, didn't see anything interesting. Oh dear. Hey, a man needs his hobbies, especially if it's a bit geeky. Will you guys go to the cinema to watch the Mandalorian film? Well, probably, yeah, because it comes out on his birthday. So yes, probably. The light bill they threw at us, they gave no reason why a building isn't covering. It's being covered by insurance. Okay. I have not. Oh, you haven't tried the black shampoo? I hate anything that smells of licorice. Well, I'm not keen on licorice, no. But, you know, I think after you've used it and washed it out, perhaps your hair won't smell so licoricey. It might be worth it if it's black shampoo that doesn't stain your skin. Because like when I dyed my hair black the other day for Whitby, I ended up with a blue neck because it was coming out all over the place and all on a pillow. Oh, nice. I remember have those free tickets for viewing Norwich if you ever want them. Okay. I don't know where he's planning on going to see it, but my new hobby is plants. Oh, good. I don't know where he's planning to go and see it, or if he is. He hasn't mentioned it, but I presume he will. I've never watched a Star Wars film ever in my life. I'll tell you what, I've watched one when I first met Derek, and it was called Revenge of a Piff or something at the cinema. Apart from that, I've never watched any of the Star Wars films ever. I think it's hard to get in away without staining your colour. Yes, yeah, probably. I like the old Star Wars films. Oh no, not my cup of tea. Revenge of the Sith. Oh yeah, that's probably it. And at the end there was a big thing about I am your father or something, and everybody in the cinema went, oh, like as if it's amazing. I just don't get it. I just don't get all this sci-fi rubbish people are into. We went to the Star Wars, like a sci-fi thing at Yarmouth a couple of years ago, and there's all these people going around in stupid outfits, and I'm taking photos of them and going, you know. And Derek said, you don't have to roll your eyes every time we take a photo of somebody. I just think, saddos. But then I suppose we did the same. I did the same thing in Whitby. I went around in an outfit I don't normally wear on a normal day. Yeah, Darth Vader, that was it. Yeah. I want to go to HorrorCon. Where's that? There was a horrible sci-fi movie where they tried to explain vampires were from outer space. Right, okay. Anyone. Oh, right. I don't know where I've seen something advertised recently about that. I can't remember where it is. I've done a video in the past with Star Wars inspired look. Okay. Did you have two cakes on the side of your head? Vampires in space is a great idea, seeing how they don't really need to breathe, right? But they need to suck blood. Do they have that in space? Their blood's green in it in space. I'm not much of a kind of a make-believe type of person. I like documentaries and history programs and, you know, stuff that's true. History, documentaries, dark history, you know, stuff like that. Travel programs. Good point about the blood, yeah. Now, I did my own figure inspired by both movies, TV series and comics about Star Wars. Okay. Yeah. I went to a Star Wars Doctor Sketches once. Okay. Derek likes to collect stuff with some green thing on it. It's like a green, like a bogey with clothes on, and it's got big pointy ears coming out of it. Like, see if yeah, there's one over there. I just think it's ridiculous. Anyway, it's kind of like got a big head and like brown thing on it. I don't know what these things are. Star Wars is usually big on our sci-fi. Yeah, it is here. Star Wars is very big on our conventions and stuff. Yes, definitely. And so is Doctor Who and Harry Potter and all of that. I just don't get it. Lord of the Rings or whatever it is. No idea what these things are. One of the first videos I ever made was of me walking around the Great Yarmouth Comic Con. Like kind of like a fish out of water. I got no idea what the hell was going on there. And I took Safs there, is my daughter, and I took her, or we went together to a Comic Con in London, didn't we? Just after I had a great big accident on my bike. I had a load of stitches all up my leg. I had to keep changing the dressings every 6 hours or something. And then I'm dragged to London to do a load of walking around some sci-fi convention in agony with my leg. One documentary I love was called The Eternal Mummy, a Chinese mummy so well preserved they took blood samples and found out heart attacks is much older than they thought. Well, that sounds interesting. I think it will be manga figures after Star Wars. They compete in cosplay. Okay. What's a manga figure? No idea what these things are. There's a fruit in it. A manga? Oh, it's a mango in it. That's a fruit. Yeah. All right, still at work. Oh dear. I have manga figures. Who have you got of? Not mango, manga. So who have you got as a manga figure? I bet you're going to come out with a load of people I've never even heard of. Manga is a Japanese comic cartoon. So it's not a little like peach thing, no? Japanese cartoon figures. Even her food from her last meal was still in her when they did an autopsy. I think they called the mummy the lady who died. Mainly from Black Butler. Right? What's that? Never heard of him. No. I mean, I just now said before we start, well, when we started about how I like old children's books. But also, usually the author of them children's books will be somebody really interesting. So like Charles Kingsley and the author of Peter Pan and the author of Alice in Wonderland. They're all, if you look into how they wrote those books, they're all like dark history, really nasty stories behind those books. And that's what interests me about how where what was happening in their mind to write that book, especially Peter Pan. And if you look in my channel, there's a whole video about how Peter Pan was wrote, and I've visited all the places that are in it. Where am I up to? It's about a boy that makes a deal with a demon that becomes his butler. Okay. Hi there. Are you having a good day? Hope you are. I'm trying to spend kindness. You're so pretty. Oh, thank you. Thanks very much. What you've been up to today? Suzanne, I think you maybe heard about Sailor Moon. That's Mango. We had a cartoon TV series even here when I was younger. No, I haven't got no idea what that is. I want her lacquered pottery set. She was buried with it. It's black with red swirly bits. Oh, sounds nice, yeah. Right. I'm just looking for... And this is the kind of rubbish I buy in charity shops. I mean, this, I don't know if this is anybody's cup of tea, but look. Come here. Get down. I've got a mouse with clothes on. Look, how nice is she? Look. Right. And then I've got this. I've got another dolly with clothes on. Right. And then I'm probably going to sneeze in a minute because these things are all a bit dusty. Got another mouse with clothes on. Got her hair from a charity shop. Look, she's a nurse. How nice is that? Right, and let me see what the comments are now. I'd probably grab something similar. Well, that big mouse I just showed you was quite cheap. And I said, I ain't going to go without that. Hi, Ed. Made me smile. That's quite nice. Right, so also, I was out on my bike once, and on the pavement, there was a doll on the floor. And I just left it there, but I went on the bike for the whole day. And then when I came back, the doll was still there. So I brought it home. Now look at this doll. This is a beautiful doll that someone just dropped on the floor and left. Look at this. Her hair's all over the place though. Look at this. That someone just left her. So I put her in the front of my bike, and that doll looks haunted. Maybe. Yeah, I put her in the front basket of my bike and brought her home. Then I took a photo and said, has anybody lost a doll? Put it on all the local Facebook pages. Nobody answered me. So she's living here now. Go on, sit back up there. And I talked to her as well. Poor doll. I fall to fault in dolls too. Oh my god, that is an American Girl doll. Could be an original edition. You got money in your hands. How would I tell? Nobody wanted the demon doll back. Annabelle, anyone? What's the matter with the dolly? Don't take any notice. It's all right. I found it down Hamilton Road. You know where all the boats down one side and just nothing on the other side. That's where she was, down there. I go to the American Girl website from her. I go to the American Girl website from her outfit. I believe she might be the soccer sports girl. Okay. They aren't cheap. Oh. Yeah, I know what you mean. I think I'll pass on the Annabelle. Right. Well, I've had her a few years and nothing's happened. So that's okay. Let's see what else is here. Look. Another mouse with clothes on and that's doing some knitting. Look. I bet you didn't know I liked all of this crap, did you? Let's see if my book is here. Hold on. Oh no. I've got a whole cardboard box full of books I wrote somewhere, and they're all about mice as well. Never mind. Maybe I'll find them for the next one I do. I was going to ask, has anything happened since you got the doll? No, nothing that bad. It's just a doll. It's literally just plastic and stuffing and false hair. That's all that is. The original editions I've seen on eBay for about 500. Really? Right, what have I got to put on eBay to find it? American Girl doll, yeah? Let's have a look. I went to a doll meet. Come here. Went to a doll meet on Wednesday. How did that go? Hi, Robert. Did you see the Uncanny about all cut? Yes, I did. Yes. I watched that, but then didn't come to any conclusions, did it? Yeah. American Girl doll. Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, yeah. Loads of money. Right? Let me have a look. I'll have to find out what one she is. It looks like that one. Right? But you always have to look in the completed listings because somebody could put something on there for hundreds and it wouldn't sell. You have to actually look in the completed listings to find out how much these things went for. Let's have a look. Yeah, see, now you see what they really went for. 17 quid. 67 quid. £32. Yeah, see, they don't go for these hundreds that people are on about. But anyway. Oh, right. It was supposed to rain today, but the weather was nice. Here there's been a little bit of rain, but it's been freezing cold. It could also be our generation. They're more common in the UK. Maybe, yeah. No, they were useless with Sam. Okay. Either eBay or the American Girl site. The site will probably help you better identify the doll. Show us the doll again so we can see. You can also email American Girl, send them a pic and they'll help you. Okay. New horror movie called Obsession comes out today about a man who should have been careful of what he wished for. Think prices depends on the condition. Most look brand new. Yeah, well, she didn't look brand new. She's probably been out in the rain or something for ages, sitting on the pavement. Well, they always say be careful what you wish for, you might actually get it. Yes. Don't I know it? Yeah. When I was doing the Whinging Witches, Paula and Sean were doing a spell, and I was thinking that don't work. And then I wished that my husband would either find a job that he really liked or be happy in the job that he's got. And then about 2 weeks later, he gets made redundant. So you have to be careful of what you wish for. Be careful, she will soon demand a friend. Yes. Well, she's got all them little mice up there and that in clothing she can talk to. She might come back and haunt you if you flog her on eBay. Yeah, that could happen. He wants a woman to love him, but it becomes an obsession. All right. What, you mean my husband does, or? Oh no, the horror film. Right, okay. There's about 4 different conversations going on at once. So then, Sarah, who are you going to see this weekend? Anybody? Good? I'm going to leave you now. Have a wonderful weekend, Jenny. And all. Okay, have a nice weekend. Thank you for watching. Looks more like a thriller horror film. Okay. They do have costumes for American Girl dolls. I believe they had Halloween themed ones. If you want to change your outfit into something else. If I put a Halloween outfit on, then she will hate me. She will haunt me then. World Gothy this time. Next time to. Oh, on Friday, yes, World Goth Day. And also my husband's birthday. Do you know how jealous I am that he's got his birthday on World Goth Day? I've got 3 birthdays in 1 month. My daughter is on Monday, Derek's on Friday, and then the cat. The cat's birthday is the 27th. Does anybody here buy their cat a birthday present? No, nothing this weekend. Quiet on the gig front at the moment. Yeah. All right, the next thing, I'm not going, but the next thing you're probably going to is Sanctum. Are you going to Sanctum in Norwich? My sister's birthday. Loads of people in May. Any goth literature you recommend rather than Dracula? Hi, Heavy. Whereabouts are you from? How old is the cat? He's 6 this year. My birthday is during Pride Fest. The whole weekend will be my birthday. That sounds good. Yep, and Christmas presents. Yes, and fish for birthday meal. All right. You're having fish and chips for your birthday. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, the cat's having fish. Can't keep up with her. Somebody will have to recommend you some gothic fiction, because same as films, I don't like anything silly. I like true stories, you know, historical, travel books, the same as my films, all the same subjects. God, wait a minute. Oh, yes, ex sanctum for sure. Shame you're not going. Well, do you know what? I've seen them how many times now? 3. I don't know if I need to see them again. Have they got any new songs? You into ICP Twisted at all? No, no, I'm not. No. What's that? Cats get birthday treats yet. Anne Rice vampire books are good. I'm planning to go to Lost Souls Pizza for my birthday, but that's months away. That's good. Yeah. Can't be Edgar Allan Poe. Well, I've heard Edgar Allan Poe's good if you want to get into a Gothy story. Yeah. Did you know it's Andrew Eldridge's birthday today? He's 67 today. That keeps popping up on my Facebook. Once Upon a Midnight Dreary. And hi, Salvatore something. Do you speak Italian? No, no, I just speak English. Oh my God, too many, loads and loads of... One of our to-do lists is the road trip to New Orleans, explore the haunted areas. There's a restaurant that sets table reserved for a ghost. Right. The flipping hell's that? Right, you're saying about ghosts and a really weird noise in this house. Should be some. I love Sanctum gigs. Takes me right back to the 80s and I love the atmosphere at those gigs. I don't need to book a table because it's not a big group. I lived in Italy for a year. Ah, God. I lived in Italy for a year. Had a great time. It means you're gorgeous. Oh, thank you. I want to go to Salem. I want to go there. Don't suppose I ever will. It's called a silent supper. Maybe I could get a cake and decorate it with skulls and stuff. That sounds good. Yeah, you can buy black birthday cakes now in Asda. Asda have got black birthday cakes. It's me making my lizard a bath. Oh, okay. She's bathing her lizard and that's what that weird sound is. I mean, you couldn't make it up, could you? Lay at the table for ancestors and skull cakes are so expensive. Well, Asda, they do a black birthday cake, a heart-shaped black cake, and the cake inside it is black as well. And it's £16, I think. So, yeah. Yeah, so on my to-do list, I mean, Salem is on it, but it doesn't mean to say I'm ever going to go. But Pendle Hill, let's go there. There's 3 local places I want to go. I want to go to that church I was on about with a wooden leg witch growing up the middle of it. To Blytheborough Church to look at the scratches from the black shuck, and then Manningtree and Mistley. So they're on the to-do list in the summer and they're quite easy to get to from where we are. So they're on the summer to-do list. Last weekend I met up with my daughter and did a video all about bloodletting monks, and the video was what am I on about? I'm talking a load of bollocks here. in the herb garden at the side of Norwich Cathedral. That's where they used to use the herbs they used to use for convalescence. And they did a whole video about bloodletting monks. That's coming up. Done an investigation at that church. Oh, right, yeah. Did you see anything or hear anything? If you go to London Highgate Cemetery, I know, yeah, I'd love to go there, yeah. I live in Lancashire, but I don't think I ever went to Pendle. Highgate is awesome. Yeah, that's on my to-do list as well. You have to pay for it. Well, it doesn't. It's fine. I don't mind paying for something if it's worth it. There's a ghost tour in Seattle. I'm tempted to see if it's all still around because I think Underground Seattle is. Underground Seattle is included. Plus, you get to ride on an old-style wagon. That sounds good. Hi, Anna. What have you been up to today? It's a very strange place. Yes. And there's a lot of famous people in there, isn't there? Apparently, I've heard. So, hi. God, I can't even say that name. Zoxy? Is that it? Hi there. Thank you for coming. What you been up to today? What about the Paris catacombs? Yes, lovely. Yeah, I'd love to go to the Paris catacombs as well. Is there any catacombs anywhere around Norfolk or Suffolk anywhere? Yeah, there's loads of famous people in Highgate, yeah. That's on my list to do. I'll probably get it done sometime. You know, I'll try and do like once every 3 months or something, a video where I've got to pay out a load of money to get there and get in. And in the meantime, I'm doing all these kind of little like chats and, you know, stuff that's a bit cheaper or a bit easier to get to. I mean, I can't be going somewhere a long way away and expensive every week. Right, where am I up to? The old side of Highgate is breathtaking. Okay. Speaking of what I've been plotting to do, a story about why I went underground Seattle became underground Seattle. That'd be good. Paris catacombs are on my list. I've been a few bone churches in Portugal. I went to a bone church in the Czech Republic when I went there. $5 to get in, €5 to get in. Hi Grimley. I'm just scrolling through all these comments. There's a couple of catacombs in the UK, not in the scale of Paris. Nearest one is Peterborough. Oh, that's not too far. The old Jewish cemetery in Prague is highly recommended. I think I went there. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I've been to there. Yeah. The famous bone church is in, the Czech Republic. That's where I've been there. I've been putting seeds in water and waking up pumpkin. Oh, okay. So you've been gardening as well. Singer's been gardening. Isn't there supposed to be a vampire in Highgate? Glasgow Necropolis is amazing too. All these places I've got to go. That bone church in Prague has been used in Star Wars films and the first Dungeons and Dragons film. Okay. Well, I wouldn't know because are we getting on back onto the Star Wars chat again? Yes, the Highgate vampire, right? When I lived in London, I went to Brompton Cemetery. That was all quite good as well. They had undercrofts and crypts and things in there. I might even make another ghost story about it. People like my story about the curse of Madame Temperance. And I've been asking for another. When I was a kid, the school went to Austria and they were a place to be visited. They had a bone house, the skulls and the names, etc., flowers painted on them. All right, sounds good. Brompton Cemetery was where Hammer horror films were filmed. Oh, right. That was near where I used to live, Brompton Cemetery was. You could walk there from the hostel that I was living in. Yeah. Dudley Castle is a good haunted place to go at night. Don't I know? I look, you know I know about Dudley and West Bromwich because that's where I was born. My whole family still all live in Dudley. Yeah. So my nan used to live so near to Dudley Castle and Dudley Zoo, you could hear the lions roaring at night. I think I still have postcards from that bone house somewhere. All the kids visiting were totally in awe. I'd never seen the likeness. Okay. The Last Tuesday Society is an absinthe parlour in London. It's a cabinet of curiosities in the basement. The Last Tuesday Society. Okay, I'm going to Google that. Right. Isn't the most haunted place in the UK in Kent? Isn't it a house or something? It looks like a normal, ordinary house from the outside. Mm. Oh, it's the Victor Wind Museum. Yeah, that's only open on certain days, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Okay, thanks for watching, Ed. See you later. Used to be great club in Dudley called JB's. Okay. You need to hard drink after looking at some of those things. I've posted pics on Google review from last Tuesday. It's absolutely fantastic. That's the one. Hi, who? Guardian Pie? Right. Hi, honey. I just made a voodoo doll. I was too scared to use my picture, so we used yours. Oh, that's good. Yep. Where in England does the tunnel come out? I don't know. When I used to drink absinthe. Well, I've never even had that. What does it taste like? The tunnel comes out at Folkestone. Okay. So, Century, why don't you do a video about Kurt Cobain? You're in flipping Seattle. Why can't you do a video about Kurt Cobain? There's a memorial park right next to where he died. I would love, that's another place I'd love to go. The Kurt Cobain Memorial. No, Aniseed, I wouldn't like that. No. Tastes horrid but worth the experience. Okay, Folkestone in Kent. Yep. Absinthe tastes like black licorice if you do this sugar cube. So what's wrong with absinthe? Absinthe, I mean, because isn't it banned somewhere or illegal or something like that? Am I right? Kurt Cobain Memorial Park. Uh, I possibly might do that and take a bit of research. Definitely afternoon is absinthe and prosecco. Okay. So yeah, the Kurt Cobain Memorial Park. It's a road with a load of trees, and then obviously quite posh because he had a big posh house. But next to the shed where he killed himself, there's a park, and that's the Kurt Cobain Memorial Park. Apparently the whole thing about absinthe for making you hallucinate is a myth. There's a YouTuber I follow who also makes Gothic content. She knows a lot about it and says there are a lot of myths surrounding it. Yeah, maybe. I wish I could say the whole issue with absinthe, but as far as I know, people don't like the taste of it. Are you meant to put laudanum with sugar and melt the drink with absinthe? That explains why Kent is most haunted place. Must be since all the ghosts are Victorians from France. So we're going back onto the subject of laudanum again. Yeah? Yeah. Wormwood is not hallucinogenic. So is that what they make absinthe? And absinthe, I can say it. Is that what they make absinthe out of? Yeah? I'm going to look it up. I didn't hallucinate. Here we go. Are you ready? Absinthe was banned in the early 20th century primarily due to moral panic, pressure from the wine industry, and flawed scientific studies claiming it had caused hallucinations, madness, and absintheism, while containing frugone, a compound from wormwood. Modern science shows it's not significantly more dangerous than any other high alcohol spirit. In the 1870s, Dr. Valentin Magnan studied the effects of frugone by force-feeding pure wormwood oil to animals, causing convulsions. He incorrectly identified this as a unique syndrome rather than merely the effects of the severe alcoholism or toxicity from unscrupulous manufacturers adding toxic dye. There we go. So it was the dye that was causing the problem, not the drink. Oh, where am I up to? Yes, wormwood, it's called the Green Fairy and it's a really high alcohol level. Vote reform. Oh, no thanks. When we doesn't really have any alcohol levels, it's just a herb. It has a lot of stigma around it, but this YouTuber I'm taking about is trying to debunk the myths. It was great joke. Marilyn Manson owns his own absinthe company. Really? Didn't know that either. Yeah, his stuff is red and it's not as strong. I've tried some 70% stuff is really strong, but this stuff is 60%. I'm going for a beer. Good. Off you go. Marilyn Manson, why doesn't that surprise me? Yep. You learn something new every day. The dye, well, I was just about to say they probably hated it because it's green. Oh, dear me. Where am I up to? I'm better off doing that sort of joke in Swedish. Vincent van Gogh was apparently quite an abusive alcoholic as well. He always smelt like alcohol, but yeah, I think he has less to do with what he was drinking and more sad because he was drinking. I have Ramstein room. Oh, that's good. Hi, Countess. Considering English isn't your first language. Well, yes. You do really well, Susanna, for somebody whose English isn't their first language. I definitely couldn't speak your language very good. Isn't absinthe in the squashed frog shot? Probably. I will vouch that it does cause people to get drunk faster. I have a friend who says it's the only beverage that gets him buzzed. In 3 of them, borderline knocks him out. Why would you want to be knocked out, though? I don't get it. From somebody who's absolutely teetotal, and I have been for about years, since about 2014 or something, I've been teetotal. So I don't know I don't understand all this wanting to be knocked out by alcohol thing. I had no idea Anna was foreign, but she speaks better than me. Yeah, definitely. You speak better than me. It's gross. Yeah, it looks it. Sounds it, I mean. Squashed frog. Ugh. Remember the slug cocktails we used to have? They were good, weren't they? I wish I could tell you there's some people who just love to be smashed by alcohol. I have no idea. Oh, I have to put my glasses on again. You tell you what, I'm going to have to put this on my other phone because I can't see the comments up there. Right, a minute. Right, now I've got the comments on here now, but I've got it down. So where am I up to? We learn English in school from 3rd grade, 9 years, and all movies, etc. that are English are texted in Swedish. So most rather young people are pretty good in English. This green, like grasshopper cocktail. Because they used to put cocaine in absinthe. I'm from Sweden. Okay, I didn't know that. Susanna is also from Sweden, as in Sannis. I've been teetotal for 3 years. I don't miss drinking. Non-alcoholic cocktails are good. In Weatherspoons now, they've got a non-alcoholic Gordon's gin, and it's quite all right, you know. Alcohol-free gin. I had one of them the other day. Well, probably not the other day, probably a couple of weeks ago, but yeah. Time goes so fast. So when me and Sarah were first Goths in the like 1986, 88 sort of time, we used to go to a place called the Slug Night, and they were playing all the great 80s, you know, Sisters of Mercy, Cure, Susie and the Banshees. There was a disco, and they used to do a slug cocktail, and all it was basically was some vodka or whatever drink you wanted, and then a slug sweet in the bottom, but it used to dissolve in the alcohol, and then it make it all gloopy and green and everything in the bottom of it. Yeah. I can't stand hangovers. No, can't see the point. Oh, wait a minute, I've gone wrong here somewhere. There we go. Yeah, so yeah, we used to go to Goth nights in the 80s at the South Pier. The Victorians were nuts. Well, I'm planning on doing a video, perhaps when the weather, on a bad weather day one day, about Victorian cures for things like silly things that they used to believe and different medicines they used and stuff. That's why I stayed straight edge for many years. Digestive biscuits are not medicines. No, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a drink you eat with a little cookie and it comes in a tiny glass. You dip the cookie in it and take a sip and eat the cookie. That's just Oreos, isn't it? Yeah. We should resurrect a goth night. Well, that's kind of what they're trying to do at the Mayfly coffee shop up on the high street. They're calling it the dance party. But the thing is, it's on a weekday. I don't really want to go to something really, really late on a weekday, but then I did actually think about running a goth night for the World Goth Day, but I couldn't find a decent venue for it. Laudanum is not good for you. No, you should go to it. Okay. I don't know. I was raised with drinkers and have to drive drunks home, so drinking isn't my forte. Yep. I used to get really bad, like indigestion. I'd have one drink and I'd be doubled over with in really bad indigestion. So I thought, what's the point? If it's just going to make me feel ill, I might as well just drink something that I like and it's not going to make me feel ill. I like to support it, but agree, weeknight isn't going to be popular. No. And I went in there on Wednesday for a coffee. And they're all going, oh, you coming to the dance party? And I said, I didn't even know when it is. No one's told me what date, what time. And they went, oh, there's a poster up in the window. It was about that big. So no wonder I didn't know it was on. I think it was last night. It's a white oval shaped cookie. Tastes like sugar cookie, and an alcohol beverage is almost like a syrup, and the glass looks like a candlestick. So you're talking about oh, I can't think of it either. Giving children brandy is not a good idea. Well, I had that when I was little. I had brandy. Whenever I felt ill, I had brandy mixed in hot water with sugar. Not good advertising. No, definitely not. I always thought a bit silly when people get very drunk at parties, so they do not remember anything. Since why do you not remember? It's a waste of time and money to get drunk. Yes. Whiskey is good for sore throats. Okay. Well, I've got a sore throat right now. Shall I have a whiskey? I do love me a cappuccino. A cuppa, not so much tea. No, I like coffee. Any sort of coffee really, and I don't really drink. The only tea I like is chai tea. That's nice. Have a chai latte. Have you tried one of them? I wish I could remember what the colour alcohol, pretty colour. Okay. Coffee is better than tea. My mum swears by gurgling a sore throat with salt water. That's probably okay, yeah. This is really putting me off seeing myself on here. I look really horrible. Purplish red colour alcohol. That sounds like methylated spirits. Can't be that, can it? Oh, wait a minute. Pernod. Is that it? Is it Pernod? I think it works, but it's a nasty cure. Okay. The Victorians didn't know what drugs were bad for them. Certainly didn't. I watched a thing yesterday about how South African women feed their babies, and they get a handful of food in their hand and shove it into their mouths like this and make them chew. Yes, I think Pernod. Yeah, Pernod is like a really old-fashioned Goth drink, and that tastes like aniseed as well, as far as I remember. It's horrible. Ugh. Horrible, that is. A lot of people in Oregon Trail didn't know it was bad for them. Some Europeans just drank river water without boiling it. Ugh. No, you don't. Right. Pernod and blackcurrant. Ugh. Yeah, Pernod's horrible. Really horrible. I don't know how people can drink that. At one point, it was popular to have radioactive things like drinks and ointments. It was supposed to be healthy. It was not. Okay. I would admit it is, but having it with a cookie helps some. My drag sister introduced me to it. Well, a biscuit, if you have a biscuit with anything, it makes it all better, doesn't it? Everything's made better with a biscuit or a bit of chocolate. Try a bit of chocolate, that would do it. I have radioactive glass. Oh, you've got Vaseline glass. I used to have one of them. What? That's around somewhere, isn't it? I had some Vaseline glass. Can't find it now. It's amongst all this crap that's in this house. I saw it, a load of it in an antique shop recently. Mercury glass. Okay. Looks nasty. Oh yeah, uranium glass. That's it. Not Vaseline glass. Uranium glass. There's a new beverage they're selling at store. I only had it once. It was tea mixed with coffee. No. Have we ever done that? Put coffee in with tea by accident? It's just horrible. I don't even like mocha, you know, like a cross between coffee and hot chocolate. And you see, I like coffee and I like hot chocolate, but mixing them together, no. I'll have them separate, but mix them together, no. It does nothing for me whatsoever. Horrible. Yeah, that sounds awful. Yeah. Vaseline glass still glows, but it's not. It's more yellow. Oh, maybe that's where I got the idea. A lot of pubs refuse to sell snakebite and black, for example. Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. Where I went to uni at King's Lynn, the pub next to it would serve snakebite, but I never had one. It weren't, it weren't my thing. Don't mess with coffee. Yep, exactly that. It was horrible. Forced myself to finish it because it was a hot day and it was the only cold beverage I had. Ah, okay. I don't think that's going to catch on in this country. The new drink is Gonster. It's a mix of Monster and Guinness. That sounds horrible. in freedom UV light. Some people try to pour espresso over the dark chocolate bar. It's cold, yeah, it's cold as well. It's not. This is not a hot drink. This is a cold mixture of tea and coffee. There's a record shop in Camden called Raven Records that sell vinyl and coffee and tea. Sounds good. Very strong coffee. I think that's the kind of thing that my mate Piers is trying to do in his coffee shop. He's trying to sell records and have like folk evenings and, you know, try and make it like an arty-farty type coffee shop. But the problem with where he's going wrong is he never advertises anything on Facebook. So how am I supposed to know what's on? You know, he doesn't keep his website up to date and he doesn't advertise on Facebook. And I don't go in there like every week or every day like some people do. So how am I supposed to know what's going on in there? And then he says, oh, there's a poster in the window. Well, you need to be going in there to see the poster, don't you? I have a UV torch that goes everywhere with me because you never know when you'll find some. A whole cabinet of it in the last antique shop I went in. I had that once for my birthday. Also manganese glass glows a lot. Did you know there's a record shop, comic shop in Alton Broad? Yes, I did. I've been there. Yep. There's also an expensive coffee here in Seattle for $50. I never had it and I never will. But I know how the beans are prepared. Are they given to an elephant or something and then the elephant poos them out? Is that the one? Bubble tea is a new trend. Yeah, I don't mind that. I have a whole cabinet of my own full. Sounds good. Give it coffee beans are the most expensive. Your mate must have watched Phil's dreams and took the ideology of if I build it, they will come. At the old dairy, me and Jenny used to get... Yeah, the old dairy, yeah. I love bubble tea. They are passed through a kivet. What's a kivet? Who doesn't? Right. So yeah, we used to go to the old dairy there, and I actually, when there was a cafe, I worked in there for a bit. Oh, coffee that's been proven through civet cats before they... I thought it was an elephant. Where did I get that idea? They do album signing and special events. An exotic bird, and the bird poops it, and they roast the beans and ship them out. Sounds just... why? I just don't get why. Why? Tell me why this happens. Civet is an animal similar to a pine marten. Okay. A lot of metal albums, but I'm sure they sell some goth records. They do elephants as well. See, I didn't imagine that. I've seen elephants eating coffee beans and then pooing them out and then people making a drink out of it on the telly. Yeah. Ship, I think, isn't it? Not... Oh my god, what a conversation. Maybe I could get my cat to eat some coffee beans and then sift through the litter tray and sell them. What do you think? I don't know why I think it's what they call a tourist trap, because tourists order it. Oh yeah. Have you noticed wherever you go, doesn't matter where it is, there's always something that town or whatever it is you're going to is famous for, and they're milking it. Yeah. It's near the docks in Camden, not far from the Lost Soul Pizza. I do have a coffee plant, but it never bloomed. So you didn't have coffee beans off it? Coffee nuggets, yeah. Yeah, so like every town you go to has got something famous about it that they're really milking. So Whitby, you've got Dracula, they're milking it. And York, they had ghosts and they're milking it. Bungay, they've got the black shop, and everywhere you look, they're milking that. What you know, every town you go to, it's got some famous thing, a famous story, or famous food or drink that they're really pushing. As I cannot take beans and feed it to the chickens and make my own exclusive coffee. The Egyptians already do that with their cats. I forgot the name of the brand, but it's a thing. What? What, they make their cats poo out coffee? I don't understand the whole tiny ghost. No, that's the biggest tourist trap hype rubbish I've ever known. Standing along the shambles in a line, waiting to go into a shop which is literally 6 foot by 6 foot with a load of clay ghosts on the wall, and then spending 20 quid on one of them. What? You know, I went in, I went up to the window and went like this and looked in and went, really? And decided not to stand in the queue in the rain. Instead, I got a load of photos off Google and put them in my video instead. So there is a video of me at York. It's called the Gothmas Heaven, York, and all of that is in there about me not going in the ghost shop. To be honest, I think I might consider myself a tourist attraction. It's tourist season. If they're not taking pics of the giant pop cycle sculpture, they're snapping pics of me. Well, that's good. I don't mind having pictures taken. Hey, at least Lowestoft is famous for nothing other than being the most easterly point. And you'd think they'd milk that, wouldn't you? But when you go down there, there's absolutely nothing there except a circle of concrete. Why isn't there a visitor centre, a museum, a coffee shop down there? I live in Rugby. Guess what that's famous for? Rugby? In my area, the tourist food is called Spätzlacker. Oh man, it's famous and cake from like hundreds of eggs, and the batter is poured on a wheel. Oh, sounds nice. Cairo is a nightmare. Oh God, isn't it? I went there as well years ago. Yeah. I was hounded the whole time I was there, just people following us about, begging for money. Those tiny ghosts are a scam. They sure are. I've got crafters that come to my events that make those tiny ghosts, if anyone wants one. And they don't charge anywhere near half as much, and you don't have to queue up for about 3 hours to get one either. There was no John O'Groats or Land's End. We had the tip. Yeah, we did. We had a rubbish tip right next to the flipping easterly point for years on end. The Gothic fragrances are nice but expensive. Yeah, I went in there. The alchemists or something, wasn't it, of York? Yeah, I went in there as well. I thought that was a load of rubbish as well. I love Cairo. No, I weren't keen on it. Maybe it's because I went there on my own with 2 teenage children at the time. I just felt I was never left. You know, I was just being hounded the whole time for money, being scammed. People wanted me to take me somewhere in their car, and somebody offered me 12 camels for Sophia. Someone came up to me and offered to pay 12 camels for Sophia. Now, I don't know whether I should have took it, to be honest. Do you think if I took her back, that offer still stands? Do you think? Maybe that's worth doing. Just yesterday I was at the bus stop and I heard this woman with an Australian accent say they won't put us in jail. Took us next to me, threw her phone in front and snapped. Oh, lovely. Jordan is way better. I love the haggling. I don't like haggling. The first time ever someone surprise selfie photobombed me. What a weird woman. 12 plus 20 sheep. Yep. Australians are weird. Right? I agree, Anna. I don't even think it was a good photo because it startled me when she came up behind me. Why would they want a photo of you? Because you look a bit different, yeah? Or were you dressed up as drag? Were you dressed in drag? Did you fill in the questionnaire about what you thought of the Whitby Goth weekend? I put it on my, anybody that was there, I put it on the link on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook. If anybody wants to fill it in, tell them what they thought of that. The camel has a hump, okay? All our ungrateful colonies, long live the king. I was just my everyday Goth self. All right. Was it a follower? Could it have been a subscriber, do you think? So I get subscribers come up to me in public, don't I, Balthasar, and say, can they have a picture of me and stuff? I did. Hopefully they will listen and combine the two. No, I'm afraid not. No, you got that wrong. Century Countess looks very similar to Jamie Maddox or Monoxide Child. Okay. Yes, you do, Jenny. Yep, you certainly do. Yeah. No, I'm afraid not, Sarah. As far as I can gather, because I'm kind of working for the two organisers now. They are doing it as two separate ones in the spring again. As far as I can gather, I mean, they won't actually admit that they are, but as far as what I can gather from the conversation so far, there is going to be two spring Goth weekends again, a gathering and a Whitby Goth weekend. And the gathering hotels are very, very cheap, and the Whitby Goth weekend ones are double the price. And obviously booking.com already know this. If it was, all they had to do was ask and they would have gotten a better photo. Yeah. I don't think it will happen either, but you can hope. Well, as far as what I can gather, the two organisers of Whitby Goth Weekend, who were partners, split up, and so then you've got one lady doing it on one weekend and then another lady doing it on the other weekend. And so you've got the two weekends, but as far as I can gather, the Goths went to the Gothic Gathering one, and there was a lot of cosplayers at the Whitby Goth weekend one, but maybe I'm wrong. This is what I've been told. There was loads of cosplayers at the Whitby Goth weekend one, and less cosplayers at the Gathering one, which is why they split it. And it didn't work because the cosplayers still went to the Whitby Goth weekend one. So if it didn't work, why are they doing it again? Yeah. Yeah, it sure is. Yeah. I didn't really see any cosplayers as such at the Gathering one. I saw a few steampunks, but no one in silly like bear costumes and rabbit outfits and things like that. Just proper goths at the Gathering one and steampunks. But some of the organisers are saying that the cosplayers all turned up to Whitby Goth weekend, which is why they split it into two in the first place, was to get rid of the cosplayers there, but it didn't work. Never mind. Anyway, I'm working at the October one, so there'll be a video of that up as well. Furry emos, yeah, that was it. I think it was similar both weekends, just more people at the Whitby Goth weekend. It's crazy to separate. It's absolutely ridiculous. They think that we all live like within an hour's drive of Whitby and we can go to both, I think. I have to thank Baltazar for that compliment because I've been told I look like Ulfo. Right, okay. Where is going to take place? What, the Whitby Goth weekend? Well, it takes place over the whole town, but the gathering one was mainly centred around the pavilion. There's loads of events going on all day and all evening and all night at the pavilion. And then there was the usual, you know, bars and stuff that were doing stuff, and the shops and everything, and the black ice creams, all the same stuff, but probably less holiday makers at the time. Yeah, you will never get rid of him. It's the weekend that's more known for people dressing up. Exactly, yeah. You won't, it doesn't matter if they split it into 10, they're still going to get cosplayers turned up. And you know what, kind of, that doesn't really bother me because people are all enjoying themselves. Everybody's being friendly. You know, what, I don't see what the problem is really, but what town? This is Whitby. Tomorrow's Ghost and Whitby Goth weekend. There's loads of different organisers that have jumped onto the Whitby Goth weekend. So you've got the gathering, Tomorrow's Ghosts and Whitby Goth weekend. Then you've also got all the little pubs and the brewery and everything all doing their own thing. But at least if they do it on one weekend, it's not so bad. Exactly, yes. Right, so they think everybody's got... I mean, I do know people that were going to both weekends, but they live like an hour's drive away or something, and so they can. Unless we book something like 10 days in a row in Whitby, and that would end up being very expensive. Never mind. Might as well enjoy the Metal Fest in Derby. Sounds good. At least you know what a gigolo is. More Brits don't have a clue. Yes. Hi, Farm. Oh, hi, Stu. Not Farm. I know what a gigolo is. I've met some wild and wacky characters there. Or in Whitby. Or... I don't know those who live miles away can afford to do 2 weekends back to back. Well, I spoke to a few people when I was there, because I always speak to loads of people, saying that they'd booked 10 nights in a hotel, and they got there on the Thursday and they were going the week Tuesday, if you know what I mean. So yeah, there was people that were doing the whole 10 days so that they could be there for the 2 weekends. Never mind. Tomorrow's Ghost always sells out in a heartbeat. Now they have separate the April weekend. Where do you live in the UK? I'm Suffolk. That must because cost them serious money. Yep. Dark is Suffolk. I can only do 1 weekend. It's a 31-2 journey for me. What's that mean? 10 nights at a hotel is expensive. Well, yep, some people I know were booking 10 nights in a hotel so that they could do 2 weekends. But anyway, I'm doing the October one. I'm being paid. Well, not actually, I'm not being paid. I'm getting a free hotel for working there. And I haven't been told yet what events I'm working on, but we'll find out. And the rest of the time is yours, so that'll be good. Be right back grabbing a coffee, okay? Getting freebies is so cool. Well done. Well, I got it because they were offering event organisers and content creators like free hotels and stuff so that they could make content and help with the organising of the events. And I said, well, I'm both. I'm an event organiser and a content creator. So they said, oh, you're in. So I don't know what the place is going to be like, but the ones that did it in April and May are saying that the hotel was horrible, but you're only in it to sleep and make a drink. That's about it, isn't it? So I think I'll be fine. At least you in England have some goth stuff happening. Here it's almost dead. I saw an advert for something going on in Sweden. Sorry, hiccups again. I saw an advert going on for something goth in Sweden just now, and I was going to send it to Susanna. There is some, like a 4-day goth event going on somewhere in Sweden. I've seen it advertised. There are some quite big steampunk events. Well, there's loads and loads of steampunk events nearly every weekend. There's a flipping steampunk event on. But they're part-timers, aren't they? They dress like that at the weekend and then they go home and work in banks and things. Well, I'm not a part-timer. I dress goth every day. I'm back, ready for a good laugh. Yeah, go on then. I'm shocked. I thought there would be loads of goths in Sweden. In Gothenburg, yeah? Hertzfall played at the brewery. Okay. I don't know. I can't remember who I saw. I saw about 3 different bands at the brewery, but I can't remember who they blooming well were and who they were now. So at my drag sister's wedding, it was Rococo themed. I wore a dark brown wig and a blue dress. When we went to the bar after, someone asked if I was Charlotte Wells, and they could be my and if they could be my keeper, it was. I found out it was a character from a show called Harlots, and my maid of honour outfit looked like her. Oh, right. I haven't seen many goths or steamers in France. Yes, they are like soul goth. I bet you get some in Paris and it's a place the Cure always play, called Basel. That's it. They always like to play there. Maybe you get loads of goths in Basel. Hi, Porno Pigeon. What have you been up to today? The French are boring. That's not very good. In my area, a club called UFO arranged a goth event 2 years in a row, but I could not attend since I worked, and then I took vacation on that date and they cancelled it. Oh, God. Sex Blood are from France. Yeah, they're from Mulhouse. I watched the video from Star Raven. They're from a place called Mulhouse, and I've been there. I went to Paris, I think, and on the way back we stopped off at Mulhouse, and my daughter got locked in the toilet in the town hall. That's how I remember it. I shall have a look at them. Yeah, they're good. It's like an old, going back to like old 80s goth. Gothzilla, the Nosferatu, and Hertzful. We need a goth day club. Oh, I saw something advertised in another town of breakfast boogie. People turning up at 9 o'clock in the morning to go to a disco and then stay until about midday and then going home. Yeah, breakfast boogie they were calling it. That sounds good, doesn't it? I still love the cult music. Awesome voice. That was his birthday yesterday, you know, Ian Asbury's birthday. They have a very good new song called Memento Mori. Oh, you want about Sex Blood, yeah? Cult fan here too. Yep. We love Depeche Mode. Not keen on Depeche Mode. No. It's too poppy for me. Jenny like the Cure and I like the Cult. Yep. I adore Me is a good song. Oh, it's by Hertzful, right? I bet Derek likes them. Yes, Derek likes Depeche Mode, yeah. He likes all the 80s synthy stuff. Gary Newman, Altered Images, Depeche Mode, Erasure, Soft Cell, all of that stuff. Depeche Mode live are brilliant. Well, I've been to see Depeche Mode live, and I was heaving for weeks afterwards because do you know what he did? He took his t-shirt off and it was dripping with sweat. Oh, I feel a bit sick now just talking about it, right? And he's sorry, and he took his t-shirt off, was absolutely dripping like as if he'd just got it out of a sink, and threw it into the audience, all covered in sweat. And I was, I hate anything like that. So that every time I think of Depeche Mode, I just think of that sweaty t-shirt landing, ugh, horrible, absolutely horrible. No, I didn't get the job. I haven't even heard back from that job. I applied for another one yesterday, so we'll see how we go with that. So it lies at least 2 Vince Clarke bands. Yep. Can you recommend any great ghost tours in York or Leeds? I keep trying to get Hertzwell to come to Brighton. I saw Memento Mori tour. Not that good. No, not the t-shirt thing, was absolutely horrible. Anyway, ghost tours in York. There's a good one. I mean, I don't live anywhere near York, but I know I saw a really good one advertised, and they do a bus. So you get on a black bus, which has all got red seats and all pretend candles, and they go on a bus tour in the evening, and it's all lit up inside the bus and do a ghost tour. Apart from that, I don't know. There's loads of signs if you go to York. There's loads of signs up saying ghost tour at a certain time, wait here. So, that, I mean, when you get there, you'll see loads of ghost tours available. There's some people who'd go crazy for that. I wouldn't be surprised if a crazy fan who caught it wrung it out. Ooh, horrible. I hate anything like that. I've seen Hertzfall live and it was a free event. Okay. Yeah, that was absolutely horrible. Yeah, that's absolutely gross. Ooh. Sex Blood have a new song out on YouTube. They probably wrung it out and bottled it. It's just horrible. It's really horrible. I saw a guest at Bunny. Dunwich from the waist down. Oh, right. I know that Dunwich is supposed to be haunted. That's very nice of them. The essence, huh? Right. I love Dunwich, right? I haven't been there for a long time. But yeah, it's supposed to be haunted. One of my friends years ago said she saw a ghost in the churchyard. If I ever got to do something like that, I won't get too close because I don't want anything like that hitting my face. It's creepy going around the old leper hospital. Okay. I've obviously missed that somewhere along the line. Do you think I could cycle there from Lowestoft? What about Blunderston? I mean, I went there last year on my bike and it was hell to cycle to, believe me. Going down them country lanes with cars all going whoosh 100 mile behind next to you was horrible. But when you got there was a lot of like Dickensy stuff. You know, they're milking the whole Dickens thing in Blunderston. They say Elvis Presley's home, which is a tourist attraction, is haunted. When he died, he said no one allowed in his bedroom. They say the toilet is still how it was when he died, right? You could bike it might take a while, plus if going uphill. Yes, yeah. I know somebody who cycles to flipping Southwold and back every week, and she's getting on a bit. There's no way I'm doing that. All right, Elvis Presley's house. Because he died on the toilet, didn't he? Yeah. That's probably why they call him the king. Leper Hospital is amazing and must have spooks. Okay, what? And that's in Dunwich, yeah? Did he die or was he on an island with others who faked their own death? Do you think he could be on an island with Kurt Cobain and Kurt Cobain's not really dead? That would be good. Yes, he died taking a poo, so that poo's still there. Lucky that room's locked up. Okay. Godzilla did a Britney Spears cover and made it goth. Okay, Dunwich, right. Okay, Leper Hospital in Dunwich. Didn't even know that was there. Leper Hospital is just outside Dunwich, down from the church, if my memory is correct. If your memory serves you well. Nice beer in Dunwich, okay? I can't remember what we did when we went there. Probably chips. I know there's like a chip shop on the beach, isn't there? Yeah. Good fish and chips, yeah. There's a big like cafe that sells fish and chips on the beach, am I right? Is that Dunwich? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. And it's on the other side of the water from Southwold. You could probably get to Southwold and then go on that ferry. Is that right? Or is that somewhere else? Church on the right before you get in the pub. Okay. I can never understand why people think graveyards are haunted by the dead who lay there. They were dead when they went there. Why would they haunt? They will haunt their homes. What exactly? You wouldn't want to haunt a graveyard, would you? The Eyes of Robert Smith is a good Hertzful song. Okay. A Fairy Walberswick. To Walberswick is a woman. Okay. A dinner dish called Hungary Man Frozen. Wait a minute. Frozen dinners used to have a nice fish and chips dinner. They discontinued it suddenly. Okay, yeah. What, a micro meal fish and chip. Sounds nice. A lot of young goths who on Instagram seem to think that Depeche Mode are goth. No, they're not. No, they're too poppy for that. Definitely. I saw a thing the other day about apparently Billie Eilish is goth. I wouldn't even be able to sing one of her songs, but definitely wouldn't say that she was goth either. Yeah, like Billy Idol, right? He's not goth either. I don't know what he is. She's not goth. She sang the last Bond film song. Okay. I think that's what I might have for my outing this year. Fish and chips. Yeah. Do you get fish and chips in America? Obviously you do. Yeah. They're everywhere here. I've never been to the Chippy on Norwich Road. I just like the fact it's someone's house. Well, there used to be one in Bevan Street West, that was even more housey than that one. That was really like going into someone's front room. It's a house now. It's actually a house. Billy Idol, not Billie Eilish. Okay. Yeah, there was one in Bevan Street West, and it was literally, you know how small the front rooms are in Bevan Street West. It was that, and they'd made it into a chip shop. It was literally just someone's front room. I got a big granite gravestone in my garden, so I will do a vid showing how to reveal the old writing using flour. Okay. Oh yes, I try to get pre-bedded ready to cook when I make it at home. I never touch the frozen processed meat ones. Those are gross. Okay. Billie Eilish is pop. Yes, it's probably because she's got green hair. They think she's goth. My wife used to own Gibbs Chippy. I don't know where that is. Where's that? Have you seen anything of Paula and Sean? Last weekend or the weekend before that? Yeah, the weekend before. We went to the Modern Rockers weekend in Yarmouth. So I said, let's go and see how Paula's doing. And she was there. She wasn't doing anybody's tarot reading. She said it, and she was saying it's been really, really busy But then I messaged Sean and she said it's been really, really quiet. So I don't know who to believe. But yeah, she's still there. She's put the back room of the tarot reading into 2 now. There's a wall. I mean, it's small enough as it was, but now she's got a wall down the middle so there's 2 rooms at the back. There's actually 3 rooms in that flipping hut now. Fish should be battered unless his fish fingers. He's a rocker, not a goth. Catfish is the best for fish and chips, but hard to get here in Seattle. Catfish, right? Just off London Road South, opposite. Oh, right, okay. I think I know what you mean. Cod or haddock in the UK. Yeah. You're all making me very hungry, going on about fish and chips. We've got sausages tonight. We've got chicken sausages, mashed potato, cauliflower and gravy for tea tonight. Does anybody here like chicken sausages on Carlton Road? Okay, I think I know what you mean, yeah. I've never been in that one. I like haddock with mine. Yeah, I like haddock, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've ever been in that chip shop. Isn't it a carpet shop or something now? Shame there's no air show. Yeah, but we got the First Light Festival. Have you ever been to that? Oh my god. Really not my cup of tea. Haddock tastes the best, yep. Chicken sausages are lovely, yep. The carpet shop is next door. Okay. Okay. The best fish and chip shop I've ever had was in Whitby. Okay, which one? Trenchers. The Alton Broad chippy is nice, yeah. Yeah. We're doing a chip shop comparison now. Avoid the First Light Festival. Oh, well, I'm probably going to go and make a video this year. I went to it briefly last year, or was it the year before? Like, we went there for about an hour last year and didn't really like it, but I'm probably going to go and make a video this year. Haddock has less parasites than cod. Have you ever had beef dripping with your chips? Yes. Yarmouth chips, they're all done in beef dripping as far as I know. Good video, just come on YouTube. Billy Corgan interviewing the bass player from Bauhaus. I want chips now. Yes. I always avoid it. Coal oven fish and chips. Now I want fish and chips now, but I haven't. I've got sausage and mash for tea tonight. Anyway, it's now 6 o'clock, so I'm going to have to go. And thank you all for watching. Here's my sign. Oh my Goth. So if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. If you have subscribed and you've come back, thank you for coming back. And I'll be on Monday. I'm either going to go live or I'm going to make a video. I can't decide which yet, but there'll be something happening on Monday. And then on Wednesday I'm going to be live at 4 o'clock like usual, and then on Friday probably again. I'll see. I need to be making more videos rather than going live at the moment, but we'll see what happens. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again.